Taiping Rebellion began in China in December of 1850 and lasted for 14 years. The rebels started their uprising against the Qing Empire in the city of Guangxi. The Taiping supporters embarked on their first revolutionary journey in their victory against the Qing Empire. However, after the assassination of one of their few important leaders, the rebels began to get desperate and looked to outside forces. During the beginning of the rebellion, European countries attempted to stay neutral and not get involved. However, it was soon clear that the Qing had the support of the United Kingdom, France, and the United States. The Qing were able to survive during this rebellion due to their help from the European and American countries. After the loss of many supporters, Hong Zaiquan, the rebellion head, attempted to take Shanghai in an effort to regain support of the Chinese people. The Taiping forces were met by an American and British-led army, which sent them straight back to Nanjing. In 1862, Zhang, a Qing official, surrounded Nanjing, the rebellion's capital, and finally took it in 1864. The rebellion was led by Hong Zaiquan, a man who told his Taiping supporters he was the second son of God, Jesus Christ's brother. Once Hong was in power, a man by the name of Yang Zaiqing began an attempt to rise to power and overthrow Hong's lead. Hong then had Yang killed, and the man who killed him was also murdered. After this, many people in fear left Hong. Hong committed suicide at the end of the rebellion in 1864, refusing any surrender attempts.
The Taiping Rebellion occurred at a time where China was internally weak and had many cracks in the political system. Tensions between minority groups such as the Hakkas were rising. Conflicts dealing with the consequences of the opium trade also added fuel to the fire. Anti-Manchu teachings and unstable economic industries such as agriculture all provided good reason for Hong Zaiquan to lead a rebellion. The Taiping Rebellion was about overthrowing the Manchu power who were seen by the people in the rebellion as creatures of Satan, and to create a new start of China, of peace and stability. This rebellion was about fixing a damaged social and political system that was brought on by Qing forces in China, but it was also about a religious movement called the Heavenly Kingdom of Great Peace. This religion about universal peace was a mixture of both Christian beliefs and Confucian ideals. This rebellion targeted towards working class and poor villagers and followed certain communist ideals such as dividing property evenly. Some short-term impacts of the Taiping Rebellion include changes in the roles of women in regards to war. Women were placed in work in military teams apart from men and had meaningful roles in the battles. They were also forbidden to continue the cultural practice of foot binding, which had been going on for hundreds of years. Another short-term impact was the amount of deaths. The Taiping Rebellion has taken the title of being the bloodiest rebellion in Chinese history. Other short-term impacts include changes in ideas that show clear signs of early communism, such as dividing of property and wealth evenly. The Taiping Rebellion also weakened the Qin and allowed foreign countries such as Britain and France to step in and wage war against the Qin, and then later against the rebellion, which caused other long-term consequences. The Taiping Rebellion were able to weaken the Qin, but were not able to defeat them, especially not when Britain and France came to the Qin's aid. Fighting and battles continued on for a couple more months. The amount of deaths ranged from 20 to 30 million. Cities were damaged and villagers were starved under inferior forces' rule. Agriculture centers were damaged as well.
Some of the long-term effect of the Taiping Rebellion was that it ended the Great Age of Emperor. Oh, there we go. Thank you. One of the long-term effects of the Taiping Rebellion was that it ended the long age of emperors. It distributed administrative power throughout China. There were 20 to 30 million deaths, and that reduced stress on the land. And it changed the Chinese government forever. Some of the most important figures during the Taiping Rebellion was Zhang Emperor. He was the 9th emperor of the Qing dynasty, and was the original leader of the Qing dynasty when when the rebellion started. His right-hand man was Zhao Zongtong, and he was one of the greatest military leaders in China's history. For the Heavenly Taiping Empire, Hong Zaiquan was the emperor, and he waged war with the Qing dynasty. Li Shixan was his right-hand man during the later half of the war, and he was a great general. The Taiping Rebellion literally means Taiping Heavenly Kingdom Movement. It goes by the Taiping Civil War and the Taiping Tiangu. During the Taiping Rebellion, there were 20 to 30 million deaths, and it wasn't just including soldiers. Many civilians died. The Taiping Rebellion is one of the bloodiest wars in history, and during the Third Battle of Nanking, 100,000 people died within 3 days.